Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I have a little 3 looks and mini review for you for the ABH Nouveau palette. Why don't we go ahead and get into it. Alright, as we get started, if you're not familiar with this series, I do have a little playlist going, but basically I had a crap ton of palettes in my collection that I had not really used this year, and I really wanted to make sure that I got a chance to form some thoughts on them. So I'm trying to do a series of like little kind of mini review, little thing, like the miniest of reviews, and then some looks with those palettes and just be able to talk about them, excuse to kind of use the palettes. And today we're talking about the ABH Nouveau palette. When this color story came out, I was so stinking excited for this palette, like just over the moon. I was excited for ABH to release a new color story, some greens. It just seemed right up my alley, and I held off on it until my birthday. I asked for it for my birthday, and I was lucky enough to be gifted it. I mean, it was going to come home with me at my birthday anyways, even if no one gave it to me. But today we're going to be talking about 3 looks. The first look we'll talk about is another green look. So pretty simple. I ended up using this shade here in the crease, sheared it out a pretty good bit, and I believe I also used this guy to like kind of blend it out, like kind of both of these in the crease a little bit. And then on the outer corner I did use this deep brown shade, which when I first looked at it I was like, oh, it's got like a shimmer, like I'm not that excited about it, but I've since used it every time I've used this as a like outer corner deepening shade, and I find that it just kind of shears out so easily and it blends so beautifully that I really enjoy the shade now. Like I didn't quite appreciate it at the first part of it, like when I first saw it, but this guy here is also on the lid. Just a beautiful green, like very fall appropriate kind of shade, very wearable green in my opinion, and I really like that look. Almost like a wearable grungy green, like a dialed down grungy green, if that makes sense. I don't think I used this shade in the look now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe a tad on the inner corner. I think I might have used a little bit like on the very inner corner. I should have written that down. It's been a long time. I expected to film the video a lot sooner than I am sitting down to film it. So unfortunately I don't remember. I want to say that I did put that a little bit on the inner corner. A really also beautiful green shade. We got a little bit more goldy bronziness to it than this guy, but all in all, very impressed with the greens in this palette. Very much enjoy it. Going into look number 2, y'all, when I look at this palette, I'm like, oh, I'm not really excited. I want more green. Give me all the greens. Give me all the greens. When I wear this look, and I've worn it multiple times, I don't ever want to wash my makeup off. I enjoy how simple it is, and I enjoy how beautiful it is. Crease, a little bit in the outer corner, crease and outer corner, a little bit in the outer corner just to deepen up the tiniest bit. Again, it blends out so beautifully. It doesn't look super dark if you don't want it to. And then this shade here, Lily, oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's got this little red base to it, but it's got some green like shimmer in it. It's stunning. I love that shade so much that I literally don't know what to say. Like, how is that shade my favorite one in the palette? It's just special. I don't know what to tell you. It's beautiful. But anyways, that's look number 2. Look number 3 is the one I'm currently wearing. I really wanted to push myself to kind of wear this purple here, and I also have this shirt that is kind of similar to I feel like this green here in the palette. Similar in undertone, I guess is what I'm thinking. And I thought that out of the greens in here, one, I think in the spring I would think to just put this all over my lid and then maybe tap that like peachy gold on in the middle, like a little halo eye. That's like my like go-to for how to use this purple. But I wanted to try to use it with a green because I like purple with green, but I'm not always comfortable. Like, I'm not the most creative person. So I thought, obviously it's a super light purple. I thought, okay, gonna go inner corner with it, especially since it's a matte. I don't feel like I would do like a halo eye with a purple like that. Especially not being a shimmer, but I thought this guy here it would pair really well with, like, honestly any of the greens, but this guy here it seemed to pair really well with. So I did a little bit of my bronzer and a little bit of this green here in my crease, and then I did a little bit of Liberty on the outer corner mixed with this brown shade again to kind of deepen out the outer corner. And then I put this on this is the main shimmer on my lid, kind of worked it onto that darker outer corner shade, and it kind of deepens up along with it, which is nice. And then in the inner corner I put a little bit of concealer down, and then on top I put that purple shade, which it was very pigmented. I was a little worried about it being a little sheer. Didn't have to worry about that at all, and it's just a really pretty look. I think it's a maybe more spring appropriate look, or even though we're starting out December, I still feel really comfortable wearing a look like this. Like, I just think it's really pretty, soft and pretty, but also kind of sultry on the outsides. I don't know, I'm just rambling today. Anyways, going into the mini review portion of this video, y'all, it's a hot mess. My little one has been sick for 3 weeks, and today she's kind of like feeling a lot better. I'm not going to say back to normal because I don't want to jinx it. And like, my brain is like, okay, finally I can resume and try to do some things that I want to do, like film and just random things that I haven't got to do in 3 weeks because she's been so sick. And I feel like my brain's like doing like 90 miles an hour. So sorry if I'm just like rambling like a mess here. But anyways, mini review portion of this, I really enjoy this. I don't think it's my #1 favorite color story. I think if I could change anything, I mean, like, this shade is really pretty, and I've swatched it and like played around with it a little bit, but it's not the most comfortable shade for me to wear. Just not something I would typically wear. So if I could change something, I wouldn't mind seeing like a light purple shimmer in here as well. Like, it would be fun to have like a purple matte and a purple shimmer, if that makes sense. So I need to stop saying that a lot. I've been saying if that makes sense a lot. Of course it makes sense. I'm not speaking gibberish. But anyways, this is a very fun palette. I also wouldn't mind seeing one more cool tone shade. Like these two, this is kind of like a lighter version of this guy. And I wouldn't mind seeing, like, instead of like maybe this like basic matte shade which they love to put into all their little palettes, it would be nice to have like a cool tone brown or something to kind of go with some of these like cool tone greens, just in case. But yeah, that's my kind of little critique. It's a great palette, probably one of my fast favorites of the year. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Make sure you say hello in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.